Hi, folks. This evening I want to do what I hope is the first of a series on secret societies. This first will be by way of introduction to various secret societies and what they stand for, what they do. I think we all think we know various secret societies, and you'll get people quoting such luminaries as Aleister Crowley, the Illuminati, the New World Order, and that kind of thing. First thing I want to say, secret societies, true secret societies, have one thing that you should hold as a given. They're secret. The real deep secret societies are hardly known at all. You'll get people tell you that they know what a particular secret society stands for or what it does. But one of the ways a secret society covers itself is by giving false information. So, for example, if I had a secret society, I might tell you that it was a society that had secret words, and I would allow a few secret words to be found out. I might tell you that it was involved in, what should we say, in occult practices of various kinds. But most of what I tell you would be a lie. That way, people would either think, yes, I know what that secret society is about, or they would say things like, well, this is what that society does. And you'll find that some people claim to either belong to a society or have an affinity with a secret society. But what they have an affinity to is to what the secret society has allowed them to release, which is using by way of creating a smokescreen about what they really do. So you're going to find that if you look into it, you have to really read between the lines, find out much more about individuals involved. There is a secret society that's on the web. I'm not going to name it, but it has bishops, knights, princes, royal family, the hierarchy. Then you have squires and servants of the society. And they'll even allow you to join the lower ranks of the society. You pay a fee to become one of the lower members, and you'll be led through various things. But it's interesting that the secret societies, it tends to be when you get to a certain point that you know. You'll get people who talk about Freemasons, and they're convinced that Freemasons has this secret society when you get above a certain degree. Well, they haven't. I mean, there are various side orders of Masonry which may have a more sheltered, shall we say, existence. But, I've heard people say, well, if you get up to the 33rd degree, or if you get to the 30th degree. But most of those are honorary degrees. It's a bit like judo or karate. But anyway, enough of that. So if you're interested in secret societies, then you're going to have to dig very deep. and go behind the screens. There are always secret societies that are well known. For instance, there's the 9 Unknown Men. Now, these 9 unknown men were supposed to be running the world behind the scenes, and various people would claim that, yes, these men held the power. Of course, nobody knew who they were, which made it a bit difficult. And I'll maybe go more into what the 9 Unknown Men were and who founded them, and where they come about from that. There are African secret societies that have been going for a long, long time, like the Sunday Society. The Sunday Society was for African women. No one knows how many hundreds and hundreds of years it's been going. But they were the Christians and Muslims who gradually took over, tried as much as they could to forbid their followers to become members of the society. You were initiated into it. Young girls were initiated into the society, and the society worshipped a river goddess. They were very much involved in running tribal things, in looking after tribal things, and they had a men's society as well. And in the latter days of the society, for 1 year, the men would run, their society would run the tribe. For the next year, the Sunday would run the tribe. There's a lot more involved with that, which again I might go into. The First Nation in America, there have been secret societies within different tribes. They very rarely went to another tribe. They were kept very much in the tribal tradition. Gradually they were condemned by the, if I say the white men, you know what I mean, the leaders of the establishment. And many of them fell into disuse or into the background. But now they're coming back, and some of their rights will be practiced now. I might be able to tell you the names of 1 or 2 of the societies, depending on the tribe. But again, that would be later on when I get to that. Secret societies tend to fall into 3 different types. You have the benevolent society. Their role is to look after its members. That can either be from political oppression, from poverty, whatever. A lot of them, of the early ones, became unions, like the Tolpuddle Martyrs. They started off as a secret society taking oaths, and the leaders were condemned and exported to Australia by the government. But people were so horrified by what happened to them that they were eventually pardoned and brought back. And they're remembered by the trade unions with great affection, and each year there's a big meeting at Tolpuddle to remember their works. Things like the Order of Foresters, the Odd Fellows have a tendency to be benevolent societies, savings groups, even if there is another group behind them running the organisation. You then get the political secret societies who are either standing up against their present governments or are working behind the scenes for a changing world government. In Russia, there were several secret societies whose role was to bring change. And I guess that's happened in most countries. I mean, I've certainly got evidence of most countries having their secret societies. And then there are the occult societies. These tend to claim to have knowledge of something or power to do things. They tend to have people like Aleister Crowley, who founded several. The occult societies are quite difficult in many ways because some of them are known and are still operating. There's a lot of people who have claimed the name of secret societies. You know, there are so many different Knight Templar groups who claim that they date back to the original Templars. Some of them are right-wing societies that say they stand for Christianity and are willing to fight for Christianity. And again, that's quite interesting because you have to be aware that secret societies have a hidden agenda as well. You know, and some of the secret societies, as I say, are right-wing. The Germans had several secret societies before Nazis. Some of them were founded by Nazism, and some of them have been refounded by various right-wing groups who claim to have the history of that society and be part of that society. Like everything, the coming of the World Wide Web and the ease of putting up a website have encouraged many people to found their own secret societies or claim another society as their own. So you have various Illuminati groups, you have various, as I say, Templar groups. You have various churches of different kinds.
It's 19 hours.
And so you've got to be very careful because most of them are just that, somebody in the back bedroom sort of started the society, others have joined it, and maybe some have grown with their rituals and with their membership. You do have the secret societies, like the Rosicrucians and various other things that have an educational aim to teach their beliefs. Sorry, I'm just going to have a puff on my pipe. There's always the claim that somebody in the background is running things. Whether it's the Zionists or whatever group it is. And as I said at the beginning, the real powers behind the throne you'll never find out, that you'll never know whether they're there or who they are, unless you're invited to work for them or to join them in some way. There are people who will use the claim of a society to scam you out of money. You know, they might claim that there's this amount of money waiting for you already, and all you have to do is contact this person who will try and persuade you, I would guess, to give your bank details and that kind of thing, so that they can send you the money. Why they can't just send a check, I've never worked out. So, apart from the societies themselves, I'll be talking about some of the men throughout history who have been instrumental in what I call the underground stream. The underground stream was, supposed to be from alchemy, continuing on through the present day from the very beginnings. And there have been some very influential men who were well known in society, but also had this thing that was going on behind. One more secret society type that I've got to mention are things like the Dashwood Society, run by Francis Dashwood. They used to meet in a cave system on his property, and may still do as far as I know. But that tended to be more for fun, more for sex, carrying out their rituals, but they did it for their entertainment, basically. So the Dashwood Society tended to be recognised as being, that kind of society. So there are those things. You have so-called societies today, fraternal societies sometimes, or clubs. And if you're a public school, you might be invited to join them. Things like the Bullington Club and that kind of thing. So it's quite a vast subject, and I can only lightly cover various things. What I will try and do is to give you some of the well-known ones and say a little bit about them. But I'll try and give you ones like the Sunday Society that were behind the scenes. Some of them were to give their members power, and some of the uprisings, they believed that by being a member of the society, they were protected against being shot or that kind of thing. The ones that really fascinate me are the ones from the underground stream, that have supposedly this secret knowledge about the universe, about power, about occult things. You had John Dee, who was a famous occultist during the Elizabethan times, and he employed a scryer, somebody to interpret things for him. And I'll go into that later, because there are two in particular that have an important history. Now, they were either misled themselves, the scryers, or one or two purposely wanted to mislead their employer, by pretending that they had this power, by pretending that they could interpret things. So John Dee had a seal that supposedly was revealed to him by angels to help him to enable conversations between them. In occultism, you have about 100 Solomon seals of various kinds that are there to allow you to do certain things, allow you to be protected, allow you to be to gain riches, wealth, or whatever. So I hope that that's going to be something that might interest you. If it doesn't, for God's sake, let me know. And if it does, and you want me to look at a particular society, then let me know as well. And if I can, I'll find out about it and tell you what I know. I think all the ones that that you might be interested in, I should know. And it's if you come along with one that is either one of the ones I was talking about, the ones behind the scenes. But you find that there are people who believe all sorts of things about the secret societies, about the ones that are ruling the earth, or that they believe are behind all things. So you get people believing all sorts of things about vapor trails and various other things. You've only got to think those through before you realise that there are terrible flaws about some of the beliefs. But anyway, I shall stop there. Let me know what you think. If you don't think it's a good idea, tell me, and I'll do. I won't do it. But it'll be an occasional thing. I'll do them, and the occasional pipe one in between, and that kind of thing. So have a good night. Don't worry too much about the secret societies, the Society of the Horse, the Molly Men, and one or two others. Some of them are quite harmless. Some of them are not, and are quite dangerous. Bye. Speak again soon.